Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Akim, Shabbat Shalom, Tawab Babakwar. This is your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. All right, come with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord willing, this be edifying to the Lord's elect. And before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, of whom I've grown in this truth under. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's going to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith, and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. You Israelite foreigners out there who live among the heathen and who look like those heathen nations, but your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel through the line of your fathers. I want to say peace and blessings to you all, Barakatham. All right? And, I just wanted to do a quick lesson. You know what I'm saying? I don't have anything lined up for real. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to do this real impromptu. I was looking at an article, and I'm going to show you this article real quick. But the nations are mad. All right, the nations are getting tired of America's bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you got this whole talking point going around social media, all right, about black fatigue, but in actual fact, the world has America fatigue. You know what I'm saying? And that's in display, that's in high display all around the world in all these different countries. All right. I was looking at I was watching a movie with my brother the other day, Godzilla -1. You know what I'm saying? It's a fantastic movie. Fantastic movie. If you're a fan of Godzilla, you got to watch that. That's the best Godzilla I've ever seen. The best Godzilla movie I've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? If you're just a fan of Japanese culture or just a fan of history, watch that movie. But the world is coming to the realization that America is and always has been the villain. All right? America's never been the good guy. America's never been the righteous beacon of hope and morals. You see? And there's no other nation that displays, that level of hypocrisy, or shall I say, there's no other nation that is a better, a better testament to America's hypocrisy than Japan. All right? Japan. You see what I'm saying? And of all the atrocities that we have seen this place, Babylon the Great, aka America, perform around the world, we've seen genocide. We've seen we've seen the mass casualties. All right? If you watch that movie Casualties of War, I've only seen it one time and I was about 12 years old. All right? And it fucked me up. You see, but this is the truth. This is the truth about America and how America gets down, man. But when it comes to hypocrisy on a high scale, you got to look at Japan. Look at what America had did to Japan. All right? Look at the devastation that America did with their atom bomb, okay? And how they caused the destruction, the radiation, all right? They caused all the massive deaths and devastation, man. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, when you look at the way that they've taken so many cultures, they've taken so much, you know, so much around the whole world. And we as prophets, being the, you know, being judges that we're supposed to be, that we're meant to be, all right? There's no way that we can look at these things and not call them out, okay? And shake their hands. So let me get this in book of let's go. Let's go to the book of Micah. Micah chapter 2 and verse 2. Let's start at verse 1. It reads, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage." All right. And you know, to be the one and only country to have dropped an atom bomb, all right, a weapon of mass destruction, and then to turn around and call yourself policing the entire world and saying that no other place can have a weapon of this magnitude or higher. You know what I'm saying? It's hypocrisy on the highest level, right? And then you look at what they've done in Afghanistan. You look at what they've done in Iraq and in Libya. What they're doing right now to Lebanon and Syria. You see what I'm saying? The world is watching Gaza. America has never been the good guys. Not them, nor America's greatest ally, man. You see what I'm saying? These JOOs, these Amalekites, man, because Esau as a whole, I'll say it like this: the world has Edomite fatigue. The world has Edomite fatigue. And the world is tired of it. You see what I'm saying? Tired of this shit. Tired of looking at the hypocrisy. Tired of looking at the destruction. The world has Edomite fatigue. So-called Caucasians, they are Edomites. You see what I'm saying? According to the scriptures, every country, every race on this planet has a biblical name. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you look at the culture, all right, the culture of Japan, you know what I'm saying, the Ammonites. When you look at the culture of these Japanese, all right, you can see that it's you know, it's rooted in tradition. It's rooted in you know, a wealth of culture, a wealth of you know, honor and respect. You know, and there's a sort of charm that comes, you know what I'm saying, with all these different cultures, man. All right, I'm gonna read this in the book of Sirach. Okay, this is impromptu. You know what I'm saying? I don't have I don't have any precepts really lined up, but Just going to roll in the spirit. So this is the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 33. All right. And I think I'm going to start it off with verse 7. And it reads, Why doth one day excel another, when as all the light of every day in the year is of the sun? By the knowledge of the Lord they are distinguished, and he altered seasons and feasts. Some of them hath he made high days, and hallowed them, and some of them hath he made ordinary days. Verse 10. And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth. In much knowledge the Lord Yahweh hath divided them, and made their ways diverse. You see? Some of them hath he blessed and exalted, and some of them he sanctified and set near himself. But some of them hath he cursed and brought low, and turned out of their places. As the clay is in the potter's hand, to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him, to render to them as liketh him best. All right? So the same way he made all these different days, all right, and seasons to be diverse from each other, he made 18 nations. And all these nations go back to the scriptures. All right? And they're all diverse. They all have their own ways. They all have their own customs and manners. You see? And like he said, there was some that he cursed and brought low. And who is that one nation that the Lord cursed and brought low? That would be the Edomites, Jacob's twin brother. You see what I'm saying? Everywhere they go, they take and they take and they take. They take customs. All right? They take your wealth. They take your traditions. Let me read that again in Micah chapter 2, verse 2. It reads, And they covered fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Verse 3, Therefore thus saith the Lord power, Behold, against this family, do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go heartily, for this time is evil. Who is he talking about? He's talking about Esau, Edom. Let's go to Malachi. This is Malachi chapter 1, verse 2. I have loved you, saith the Lord Yahweh. Yet ye say, Wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith Yahweh? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, We, all right, the people of Edom, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. And they did that. During the Renaissance era, they did that. All right? But we will return and rebuild and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. All right? And now we're seeing the world is despising these people, man. The world has Edomite fatigue. Edomite fatigue. This is Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 2. It reads, "Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen." Who's it talking about? Edom. All right. "Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised." All right. You're greatly despised, man. It says, verse 3, "The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, you Edomites, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh." So let me go to this article that I mentioned. All right. I'd like you to see. Bear with me. This is from RT News. And it reads, "Hundreds protest U.S.-Japan war alliance at Hiroshima ceremony. Demonstrators have demanded nuclear abolition while dignitaries mark the 80th anniversary of the U.S. atomic bombing of the city." The 80th anniversary of what they did to Hiroshima. All right. 80 years. People think that's a long time ago. No, it's not. No, it's not. 80 years isn't that long. There are people who are still alive. People who are still alive who witnessed that tragedy. People who are still alive who witnessed that carnage. You see what I'm saying? And Americans to this day are still proud. Shall I say these Edomites today are still proud, man. They're still proud. Says hundreds of protesters have gathered near the atomic bomb dome in Hiroshima to demonstrate their opposition to nuclear weapons and what they call a U.S.-Japan war alliance. Okay? Demonstrators chanted anti-war slogans during the ceremony at Peace Memorial Park. Right? On Wednesday, commemorating the 80th anniversary of the U.S. atomic bombing. They voiced concerns over Tokyo's ongoing military buildup, including rising defense budgets, large-scale U.S.-Japan drills, and its interest in nuclear sharing, which would allow Washington to station its nuclear weapons in non-nuclear states. Right? You know, the world is tired of this shit, man. Okay? So yeah, man, it's just going on to say that there was protesting and the police had to try and stop them or try and send them back home. All right, some had to be forcefully removed. It says the official commemoration ceremony. The official commemoration ceremony held nearby was attended by Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba and Hiroshima mayor, the mayor of Hiroshima, his name is Kazumi Matsui, who unveiled a new list of the 349,246 victims of U.S. atomic bombing. The previous casualty estimates linked to both strikes put the number of victims at over 200,000, including those who perished in the strikes and died from their long-term consequences. The long-term consequences is talking about the nuclear fallout. All right, the radiation, man. You see what I'm saying? I saw the photos that I saw. You know what I'm saying? These devils gotta go. They gotta fucking go. These devils gotta go. Salaki. All right. God damn. You know, such disregard for life. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up. All right, this is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, and verse 4. It says, behold, you devils about to get some shit. You devils about to get your shit, man. Y'all done some shit around the world. Yeah, we got beef with these Ammonites, man, and they're gonna get their rewards. They're gonna get their punishment. You know what I'm saying? These Ammonites is gonna get their punishment too. But like the scriptures say, y'all won't be given that mercy. You see what I'm saying? You Edomites will not be given the mercy that these other nations are gonna get. All right? Y'all ain't gonna get that, man. You're not gonna get that, that grace that all these other nations are gonna get, man. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death. Who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death. That's why the scriptures say that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. And there's nobody more wicked than you Edomites, man. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16 tells us that, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, and he and his descendants are the worst. The world is experiencing Edomite fatigue. Yea, also he transgresseth, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all peoples. You Edomites, beginning with you Amalekites, the head tribe of the nation of Edom, all right, you people who call yourselves JOOs, man. All right, the Lord is making you bare, and it's going to be shameful spewing upon your glory. Lord willing, I get that precept real quick. But verse 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? Let me go back real quick. Salakia. All right. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and a wake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them. Let me see if I can get this in another translation. Bear with me, Akim, while I get this real quick. You know, when you see those pictures, you know what I'm saying, when you see the different comments, all right, you go to that article, man, and you see some of the comments, all right, of these people still being proud. You know what I'm saying? Let's get verse 7. All right, Salaki, my laptop's moving pretty slow. As I said, this is real impromptu. So let's get this in the NLT. Okay. NLT. You know, let's start at verse 6. Habakkuk 2 and 6. But soon their captives will taunt them. They will mock them, saying, what sorrow awaits you, thieves? What sorrow awaits you, thieves? Now you will get what you deserve. You've become rich by extortion. But how much longer can this go on? Suddenly, your debtors will take action. They will turn on you and take all you have, while you stand trembling and helpless. Because thou hast plundered many nations, now all the survivors will plunder you. You committed murder throughout their countryside and filled the towns with violence. Let me read that in the KJV. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Y'all about to get what's coming to you, man. Verse 9 in the NLT. What sorrow awaits you who build big houses with money gained dishonestly. You believe your wealth will buy security, putting your family's nest beyond the reach of danger. You see, now that you're done plundering and you're done going around the world, now you want to talk about a golden dome. Nah, man. Nah, the Lord's going to frustrate your plans. You see what I'm saying? Let me read that in the KJV. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. NLT, but by the murders that you've committed, you have shamed your name and forfeited your lives. Let's go to verse 16. KJV, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. Let me read that in the NLT. But soon it will be your turn to be disgraced. Come, drink, and be exposed. Drink from the cup of the Lord Yahweh's judgment, and all your glory will be turned to shame. The world has Edomite fatigue. And it's time for y'all to get what's coming to you, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to cut that there. I pray this lesson has been edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. This has been your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. In closing, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakar Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.